like, business up front. We're live right now, so
Cheeky cut the check.
Cheeky cut the check.
Yo, it's hot as blizzles out here in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Wow.
It's wild hot, bro.
What's the temperature like over there?
I mean, I don't even think the temperature matters because I think it's all humidity right now that we're dealing with.
Right.
That's killing you, you know? It's that part of the summer where it's just the hottest part of the summer.
Yeah, it's pretty warm over here too, but I think everybody else is a little warmer than we are out here in LA. It's not as bad, you know.
Yeah, I feel like LA gets cooler heat than we do. New York just gets like very, what you call it? Like, I don't know, like a swamp or a sauna or something like that, you know?
Swana.
There you go, a shawarma.
A shawarma.
We had a tornado in Buffalo today.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds like Buffalo. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's
For
a
some reason,
Tuesday.
the tornadoes are always walking down the highway though. Like they're always on the highway.
Yipes.
Yeah, it was on
Checking ID.
Like that.
It was like 90 degrees here in the DMV area. So, but then we had a crazy thunderstorm. Yeah.
Talk about muggy.
Mm-hmm. It gets swampy over here.
You don't know muggy till you been living in the DMV, boy. I tell you, boy.
Hey guys, I think if we're talking about the weather, that makes us officially old. So we should probably stop talking about the weather.
It's too late, man.
The problem is we're probably gonna switch to talking about something else that makes us even older. So
yeah, it's gonna date us even worse, right?
This is true. We're supposed to start with comic book talk. What did that go?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, our whole sample for the
guys,
night
did you see that new
makes us old.
Demon Slayer anime? Crazy.
Yo. So before our guest jumps on, yo, P, since this was your situation, talk about this challenge.
This was my situation. I'm saying hello to my Twitch people right quick. But yes, this was a great week previously because we got to meet Steve Keate. Steve Keate hit us to some game. He taught us about, he said the music industry is a trap. It's a matrix and we're all trapped now. He was just really enlightening us to some very interesting facts about, what's going on. I really, really recommend you guys check out the previous episode because I really think it's one of our best. And on top of all the knowledge that Steve Keate bestowed upon us, he also gave us another gift by giving us the stems to the original Martin theme song from season 3. How crazy is that?
Now,
because of
how
course
did he get those stems?
Because he produced the track. He wrote and produced the Martin theme song. So he has the original stems off cassette tape. We must specify that. These stems have been pulled off of a cassette tape. And I'm sure that was a big challenge for a lot of the producers who are gonna display tonight. So there was a lot of tape hiss, which is not as cool as vinyl hiss. Vinyl hiss is cool. Tape hiss is ouch. So yeah. But anyway, we're here tonight to play our songs. So I'm really happy and excited about this, guys.
Tape hiss is coming back.
This is gonna be the night we bring tape hiss back. Hashtag tape hiss.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. This challenge was crazy. Oh, and we have a quick business announcement here.
Cheeky cut the check.
Next week is our 1-year anniversary. That means we've been flipping samples for 365 days. This is episode 47. Next Monday is episode 48. And we are going to have a celebration. And in fact, we are going to let everybody know the details behind a beat contest and giveaway that we are launching on Monday, June 28th. So really important. Anybody who's a producer, music maker, songwriter, whatever, even the artists out there, follow 3 Beats Later on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Because it'll be a chance to grab some of these cash prizes. And we actually have a giveaway too. So there's a cash giveaway. So even if you submit a beat and it doesn't win, you have an ability to win some cash. So we're gonna give you all the details next Monday on our 1-year anniversary. I think Q is even going to ask us a bunch of questions as we stroll down 3 Beats Later, 1-year history. But that's it, that's the business note. All right. All right. So, how did everybody's week go, huh?
Great.
Was it tough?
Magnificent.
Was this a tough episode? I mean, a tough challenge?
I enjoyed it.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda, a little bit. For the
I
same
felt
reason he said, little tape hiss coming back in style. It's gonna be the retro mixtape edition of 3 Beats Later.
I feel like
Absolutely.
it was interesting hearing something that you grew up on. Like it's not a song you heard one time. It's not something you came across. It's something you grew up on. So when you hear it, you instantly go into the mode of what you knew all your life. So with that being said, it's hard to break something like that down and come up with something that's completely unique from what you've been hearing for 20 plus years. So for me, I feel like that was the obstacle. At the same time, I also felt like that was the most incredible part about it, like challenging myself to that place where it's like, yo, how can I make something that sounds absolutely nothing like this? And it was that made it fun for me.
Yeah, that was a big clue right there. He was like, make something that sounds absolutely nothing like this. He's about to drop a bomb.
Here comes Steve.
Wow.
I'm gonna let him in.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that was my fault.
Oh, good.
Hey.
I thought I sent him the link, but I didn't.
Gentlemen,
What up,
Mr. Keate is in the building.
What's up?
how's everybody doing? Good to see you. Good to see you guys, man. How's everything going?
Looking like Morpheus in the Matrix right now.
Oh man, how was your week? How was everybody's weekend? It's been an exciting
Man,
week.
it was Juneteenth. It was Father's Day.
Yeah,
was,
man.
Live.
Very
was
nice.
awesome.
How many fathers we got in the house, man?
First time over here. This is my first
right.
Father's
Wow.
Day.
What
Yeah.
is it? 3 of us? 4 of us?
Or
Nice, very nice.
I'm the only one who can't raise my hand.
Yeah.
You're the
Pete-
one-
Yeah.
You have a cat.
Pete's
Well,
holding
yes.
out.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, a cat. I have a cat baby.
So
All right.
before we jump in, Steve, I just want to say something.
Mhm.
You got some hidden dope music on your YouTube page. I'm not even sure if it's your current YouTube page, but I was listening to some jazz music on your YouTube page,
Right.
and I'm like, yo, this is like, I like this. That's the kind of lane I'm in when I want to hear jazz. That's my lane. Like I'm like, yeah.
Nice,
So
yeah.
you got a couple extra, 100 listens this weekend.
Oh man, thanks. that was an EP that I put together because I just been trying to push my creative, just kind of come out of my comfort zone. So I hooked up with an artist, a jazz artist named Unam. He's like a big guitarist in California, does some nice things, and also a guy by the name of Vernon Clark, who is George Benson's partner. And
Wow.
so we came up with this idea to like get some of the current active guitarists in jazz, some of the bigger names on a compilation. So we put that together in connection with UNAM's record label, and I produced all the music, and then we brought all these like iconic jazz artists, like Dee Brown is like big in jazz, UNAM
wow.
big in jazz. And so it was kind of like the idea was to do some jazz over some sort of like hip hop flavored beats, and that was the result. It's called Cool Guitars, which is actually a guitar brand owned by Vernon Clark and George Benson. They do like guitar accessories, like guitar picks and guitar straps, and
I'm sure Cheeky knows all about that.
Yeah, man. You're speaking my language right now. It's like I've been playing guitar since I was 11. So.
Oh, nice. We got
Jazz.
that in common, man.
Yeah, jazz guitar players. That's kind of what I studied my whole life, pretty much.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, so check them out, man. UNAM, Dee Brown. There's a few guys on there who, we did that. I think a couple of years ago we did that. So yeah, check it out, man. What kind of acts you play? Cheeky, what kind of acts you play?
I have. So my wife will say I have too many, but you can never have too many. But my main axe is a Strat, but it's a Lone Star Strat, so it has
that's cool.
The humbucker at the saddle, and then I have a G&L also.
Nice, man.
Which is a Tele style G&L,
yep.
and then after that, that's that's really it. I have like some acoustic stuff. I have like some cool folk guitar. Like I got a Puerto Rican Quattro, which is pretty cool.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, but those are it. I want to get a true hollow body. That's always been on my list. And I don't know why. I just haven't gotten one yet. So that's next.
Oh man, hey man, I'm just listening to you speak, man. I know I'm talking to a guitarist. There are people who play guitar, and then there are guitarists. They're not the same.
What's that behind you? I see you got
shots fired.
Oh, this is a Fender Strat. This is an American Strat.
Okay.
Fender had their 60th or 70th anniversary back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So they released this limited edition Strat, from the one back when the very first one.
Yeah.
So this is like the first time I touch it. I don't touch it. I just let it sit there. But it's the limited edition special, like the 60th anniversary Strat. The headstock was the original headstock.
Yeah, I've seen it's a little bit bigger up there.
Yeah. This is the original headstock. So it's more like a trope. I hardly even play it, man. Like, I'm hoping that when I die, my daughter will be able to sell it and buy her retirement home. But it'll be some time before that happens. But yeah, that's a Fender Strat. I like playing. I learned on a Fender Strat. So
I learned on a Squire, and then finally.
Why is it dope, man? I got a Squire bass in there, man. I love it.
Yeah. But
very good, man. Well, we'll be here all day, man, talking.
Yeah, no, stop me.
Now you guys
me.
just took us down a nice little rabbit hole. I was feeling it, just hearing you guys like. I imagine this is what like parents think when like kids are talking about video games and stuff. They're like, they're speaking a different language.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's really dope, man. For all the guitar heads, shout out the guys with the finger licking strings.
What?
Okay.
Well,
I'll be joining that club in about 6 months. So be on the lookout for that.
Yo, P, I'm gonna let that one go, man. I didn't hear it. We'll just keep it moving.
Steve, listen, you should be in our back chats, dude. He always goes too far. So yeah. I'm thanking you for having my back today, man.
It's kind of a personal issue.
That's okay,
so we got 5 tracks, man.
Oh, okay.
Off your samples, and everybody did something different from what I'm hearing. Everybody did something different, and I'm excited. So we're gonna do the wheel. Steve, do you have anything that you got working on that you want to announce before we jump in?
Man, I'm just excited to hear what you guys did, man. That's where my head is at right now, man.
Okay.
Let's get this show on the road, man. I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Tiki, man. Let's see who our sponsor is this week.
All right. Let's do it. All right. So Steve, we oh man, the sponsor's gone.
Oh.
We always spin a wheel to see who's gonna go first, just to make everything fair. So
we're gonna have a dummy spin.
Yeah, we're gonna do one dummy spin. So maybe the sponsor will come back if the. Ooh, okay. Ooh. So this is the person who's gonna go first. Here we go. Here's the spin.
Right. On the line.
Let me hear them vocals, man.
On the line.
Ooh. Wow.
I'm muting up happily.
Okay, so let me just jump right into it. So we're here to listen to some music. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna play the song. Everybody mute up if you can, and then I'm gonna break down how I flip the sample, and then I'm gonna take questions. So here we go. Give me a thumbs up if you could hear the audio too, in case I have a weird mess up.
Yo, that is like fire. Oh my goodness, man. Oh man, somebody needs to put that out tomorrow, man.
I appreciate that.
Like, wow, that is just amazing, man. Very, very good.
I really appreciate that.
I think I hate you because now I want those stems to sample.
Wow, that is just like amazing, man. Really, really, really good, man.
You took my
Appreciate
thought.
it, Steve. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna show you how I flipped the sample really quick. So I did a couple things. The first thing is if you listen to the sample, I was looking for like a lot of like harmonic content. And first I went through like making a whole drum beat out of all of your drums. And then I scrapped that. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I could play around with these like synth lines. So if you listen to the sample, you got these like little lines here, right? So I took that and I was like, you know what? That's like kind of like some melody lines. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop that in time in half. So I went from 120 BPM to 60 BPM. And then I took the pitch down to 14 semitones. So it ended up sounding like this. But I heard kind of in my head, as soon as I heard that, I heard do, and I'm like, oh wait, you know what? That would be dope if it was just like more smooth. And then I chopped up the sample, basically using those two things to basically come up with what you hear, which is this chop. And then I added another part. So that's a little bit, conjoined or whatever. And then the ending phrase. But I just built from that, and I try to kind of reverse engineer some chords that work with that melody line. So I ended up in E flat minor. And then I had to replay that just to give it some more oomph, right? So the guitar came out. And then I had to play bass because that's another thing I'm learning. But the cool part is all of these chords, right? Just, tastiness. So I came up with a cool progression, which is like 6, 4, 3, 2, 3 in key of E flat minor. And then the other thing was just singing. On the show I get made fun of because I make my own reference tracks, so I sing all the time. I'm not a singer, but I'm like a backup singer. But I took the "How Y'all Feel" part that Martin says, and I just expanded upon that to make that the chorus. So that's what is being sung right there. It's just "How Y'all Feel," but it's sung, So that's the whole thing. That's the whole track.
That's ingenious, man. Like, wow.
That's fine.
I'm speechless, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Way to set the
That's the rest of the show.
night
That's
off,
the-
Cheeky.
Right.
I like,
So,
boy.
Wow.
I pity the man who.
Can I just ask the question real quick?
Oh
Yes.
man, dude.
Question time.
And I want you to solo the vocals and just play them for like 30 seconds. I know we said we don't have a lot of time to share, but I just want to hear the vocals because the whole time you're playing them, I'm just like, I feel like this is some kind of like rebirth of Woodstock happening with these vocals.
Right.
All right. So the cool thing with Logic is it comes with a kind of like a pitch shifter thing that keeps you in tune. So I can't sing, so it kept me in like a vocoder or whatever, but here's the vocals. But there's 4 parts.
That's just dope, man. I mean, that's just like that is straight fire.
Yeah.
Yo, there's something y'all don't know about me. Okay, one of my favorite artists of all time is Enya. Okay, so when I hear stuff like that, it makes me think like if Enya was hood, she would make something like that.
Right.
That's
really
wow,
good,
bro.
I don't even have any questions. I'm just also
Hood,
extremely
hood, yeah.
blown away by
Yeah.
this record.
Yeah,
Good,
Appreciate that.
good job, Cheeky.
I'm
I
just,
think the
I'm
check is
just
officially
wondering. I'm
cut.
just wondering when you're gonna drop this, man. When's this?
I mean, that's
What's the release
We'll
date?
talk about it in the post. We'll
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I there's room in here for verses. You know what I mean? That's the next thing. Is I need
Yeah, I hear it, man.
I need someone to come in there and donate some verses, and then I think we got
I hear
a
it.
track.
Too bad we ain't got no rappers in here.
No,
Yeah.
right?
What a shame.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I gotta
love it,
applaud you, man. That's
Why
amazing.
you ain't
dope,
go
man.
last, dude?
I appreciate
You
that.
should have put your name on a different list.
Oh, he fixed the wheel. He fixed the wheel. He knew what he was doing. He was like, "Oh, let me
Yeah,
just see
bro.
who's gonna go first." Oh, I guess I'll just go first. Bam.
I gotta say, Steve, I really appreciate that. It was a really tough week, but I don't know.
yeah, right, dude.
Something happened.
That's
This track's
fire.
been done since
Yeah, you
Monday
came up with
night.
an
bro.
amazing track. That's what happened.
Get this week. Who's our sponsor?
We got a
New chick.
sponsor,
New
new
chick.
chic.
Nah,
Oh,
I'm
look at
calling her new
this.
chick. I'm calling her
Yo,
new
she's
chick.
down to
New chick.
$13.99, guys.
Look at this.
Why can't you say
Everybody.
new chick though?
I don't know. All right, here we go. Is there a dummy spin? We're just rolling with it.
No, we just rolling with it.
Okay, here we go. Track number
Oh,
2.
man.
No.
How we gonna go after that?
Ooh.
He.
I think I cursed myself when I said I pity the fool who goes next.
You didn't say that.
You shouldn't say nothing
Yeah, I
about the
know.
world no more. You
Man, I
always
know we
say
in for a treat, man. I know we in for a treat.
man.
I probably you know what? I honestly really like what Cheeky did. That just felt good, man. Just
Yeah,
Yeah, it did,
just
bro.
harmonized.
yeah, it really did. But look, man, everybody has different creative minds. There's
Yeah.
room, there's space for everybody, man.
Exactly.
So what he's saying is, P, play your music. Stop stalling.
Nope, I'm here. All right, gentlemen, can you please mute your engines?
Yes.
And here's the track.
Tone on the track, it's hard to believe it. Love to the mic like Martin or Gina. Sparking the scene up, came with the glow, but I'm still in the house like my name was Jerome. Insane with the flow. You love that work cause the flow so tight like bruh man shirt. Man skirt, you see I'm the man. Your shop is a horror, Gina and Pam. It's hard to believe it. Love to the mic like Martin or Gina. Sparking the scene up, came with the glow, but I'm still in the house like my name was Jerome. Insane with the flow. You love that work cause the flow so tight like bruh man shirt. Man skirt, you see I'm the man. Your shop is a horror, Gina and Pam. You didn't know that they was in that too? What a 3 beats later, yeah, I'm in that crew. With the pen I move, and it's not gonna stop. And you dudes is Tommy, you ain't got no job. And I bless his track, so guess who's back? And you know I had to come with the freshest track. Call me Martin, the radio plays him, cause I bring pain to the radio station.
Pam?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you want me to do?
Stop breathing in my face, you're curling my eyebrow. How y'all feel? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? How y'all feel? How y'all feel?
All right, so
Yo, what?
quick.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. What? That was just crazy, man. You know, they're coming out with they're supposed to be re-releasing the Martin show. Like they're coming up with a new version. Yeah, that's the theme song right there, man. Let's go, man. Wow. I love it.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. I want to just really quickly break down what I did. I wanted to keep as many elements of the original record. So I matched the BPM at 104.6. I don't know if that was the original. And I kept the exact BPM. The only thing I added to this beat in terms of non-samples is a kick and a clap. Everything else, every element of this beat is sampled from the original stems of the Martin sample track that you gave us. So I did start off with like a freestyle over just the drums from the original record, because I listened to all the stems and I really just liked the drums that you did because it was kind of like a breakbeat kind of feel.
Tone on the track is hard to believe it. Love to the mic like Martin or Gina. Spark.
But I just wanted that to be kind of like a tease, just like, hey, acting like I'm going to remix just the original track. Then I kind of just showed you in real time how I actually changed the tempo. So I went down to, I think, all the way down to -9, I believe. And kind of just went all the way down and just showed you how I basically lowered the octaves. And then I just chopped it up. I love Ableton because it has the simpler, which, you know, E really showed me how to use. So it automatically has these little transients that you're able to just display right on your keyboard. So I just chopped it up. And, you know, it felt kind of very Caribbean, very, you know, Afrobeat. I tend to just lean that way a lot of times these days. I know it's hip hop, but it just felt right. So like I said, everything else in the beat comes from the actual record. So I did the same exact thing with the sample. I found some nice transients within it and I chopped them up. And then we found a nice little percussive loop that sounded pretty cool. Keeping with that same, you know, Afrobeat, almost reggaetonish kind of drum pattern. And then we put another percussive loop, once again, from the sample as well. And I added some delay and reverb on that to make it really shiny and you know, have some air behind it. And yeah, I think that's just really about it. And then I just threw it all together and then I extended the verse. So I teased you with the verse before, and then I played the rest of the verse.
Chop is a horror, Gina and Pam. You didn't know that they was in that too? What a 3 beats later, yeah, I'm in that crew. With the pen I move, and it's not gonna stop. And you dudes is Tommy, you ain't got no job. And I bless his track, so guess who's back? And you know I had to come with the freshest track. Call me Martin, the radio plays him, cause I bring pain to the radio station.
Yep, and that's it.
Oh man, you did this whole thing in Ableton?
Yeah, I recorded in the Ableton and everything.
Nice.
All the effects are actually Ableton house effects. I didn't use any VSTs on this one at all.
Nice, man. Applause, man.
Yeah, up, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Bro.
No VSTs, man.
I love it.
Really,
That's
really
impressive,
good.
man. I was gonna go that way with just sampling all the drums, but I don't know. It was so tough for me.
That's dope.
Wow. You know, and the cool thing about it is, man, you don't know that this, excuse me, is taken from a cassette tape from 30 years ago.
I didn't mention how I cleaned it up.
Your cleanup skills was dope. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I did take off the actually I'm going to show you guys real quick. It'll take you 5 seconds. It's actually important. I meant to talk about that. In terms of cleanup, what I did was because it was very hissy. So all I had to do, I think I went on YouTube a little bit, went to YouTube University. There's so many tutorials, but I just used a collection of house
filters.
Filters, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So right here, you can see that I just use EQ8, which is like, it's essential to me. Basically, every time I mess with a sample, I use EQ8. And you can see that I took the low end off, I took the hiss off the top, then I use the multi-band dynamics, which I can literally control the low, mids, and highs. A lot of the hiss was in the high, so as you can see, I have the high a little bit lower, and then added a little bit of reverb to shine it up a little bit, and that cleaned it up as much as I could really get it.
And that was really the key, because there was a lot of, so, you know, attacking those high frequencies is going to remove a lot of that noise. There wasn't a lot of rumble in there, I don't believe. You know, it's not vinyl, so there wasn't a lot of, you know, snap, crackle, pop. So, so yeah, that was the key to really quieting that sample, going after the high frequencies. And then you use a multi-band EQ to try to bring some of those tonal qualities back. So that's the gift, man. That's how you do it, man. Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And once again, thank you for alley-ooping us this beautiful
my pleasure, man.
opportunity.
I'm digging in the archive. I want to see what else you got, man. I'm look through my box. Yo, come on with, man.
And this is like the 4th episode where we got Peter Rap, right? He's on a streak.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Very cool, man.
Steve, you're gonna have to just be in our Zoom calls every week.
Yes. Oh my God.
Because he gonna rap if you hear.
I feel very at home here, man. Thank you, guys. I feel very comfortable here. Like I said, man,
Appreciate you, man.
Right. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh man, let's see who's next.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Who gotta go after these?
Okay.
Read the hard way.
And it is E. All right.
Okay.
Nice. Can't wait.
Okay.
Man.
All right. Well, everyone, go ahead and smash those mute buttons, and we'll get right into it. Oh, and before I go, because I don't want to pay nobody, make sure y'all like and subscribe and share, and then share again, and then like again, and then share again, because, you know, that's how we are able to keep these proverbial lights on in our virtual studios here together, but not really together. So I'm gonna play, and then I'm gonna open up to everybody else. So there you go.
This is something that will make you wonder just how deep this shit has got to go. Oh, and if you have a question, let me school you, so you can say that you didn't know. Oh,
times we living in, but then again, we've been dealing with the same shit since the beginning, man. Ain't nothing changed, just a different day and time. So people still in fear, so it's the same state of mind. It's ironic, I'm sane, but I'm crazy. I'm trying to make sense of the ways they try and play me. They feed us propaganda through our music and our songs. We think it's entertainment, so we all just sing along. No. Okay, Spidey senses is tingling. I'm hoping for some change, but it's the same fucking thing again. Telling us they passing the laws, they never do, bro. I'm thinking they gon' look out for people like me and you, though. But who knows? It's probably like the old folks say, like we still overcome one day. What day? I need to know the date and the time, like right now. Cause every day they got another brother face down.
this is something that will make you wonder just how deep this shit has got to go. Oh, and if you have a question, let me school you, so you can say that you didn't know. Oh,
believe that we can change, but it's a different way. But we gotta put our faith in a different place. We gotta put it in ourselves, in our community. Cause the only people we can trust now is you and me. We gotta stick together, band together like a team. And that's the only way we ever gonna see this dream. It's not just about protesting, you gotta know. The biggest obstacle is where all of our dollars go. If they control the money, they control our livelihood. And they control who may be living all inside the hood. And matter of fact, they can control who can get out the hood. And if you can't get out, my nigga, then you stuck for good. Who knows? It's probably like the old folks say, like we shall overcome one day. What day? I need to know the date and the time, like right now. Cause every day they got another brother face down.
This is something that will make you wonder just how deep this shit has got to go. Oh, and if you have a question, let me school you. So you can't say that you didn't know. Oh, this is something that will make you wonder just how deep this shit has got to go. Oh, and if you have a question, let me school you. So you can't say that you didn't know. Oh,
So,
Yo, man. You know what, man? I retire. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done, man. Yo, E, why don't you just come over and just take all this over?
Man, bro.
Yo, this belongs to y'all now, man. I'm gonna rename this studio 3 Beats Later Studios. Yo, just come take over, man. I'm done. Yo, you know what? I love that, man. I mean that just takes me back to like the heyday of rap, you know, when it was in its prime, man. That sounds like I'm back in like late 80s, early 90s, man, when people were dropping beats like, you know, because rap reached a certain pinnacle, man, where you had like the superstars. And this beat just reminds me of that time, man. I mean, the flow, the chorus, I mean, it like took me back to like the early 90s, man, when I was listening to some of my favorite rappers, you know, in rap's heyday, man, you know. Nice, man. Nice.
You also gotta understand that E's not. They talk about me not rapping. They talk about P not rapping. What? E just dropped like what?
Seriously.
64 like hot bars.
Seriously.
This is the first time we're hearing
Seriously.
you rap? Is this the first E verse on 3 Beats Later?
This is
he
a
rapped
volunteer
before.
verse.
He rapped before, but it was
Volunteer.
he was playing around back then. This is
that's like bars, that's East Coast rap at its best, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, East Coast has a certain flavor, man, and that was it, man. That's straight from the recipe book, man. I'm telling you.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun, but I didn't expect to take it to the, you know, the social, economical, political place I took it to, but I was just like, yo, what am I going to talk about? And then I'm like, yo, what was happening in the 90s?
That's right.
And I'm like, this is what we were dealing with then. And like,
That's
I'm thinking about like, we're still dealing with it now. Like, damn. So I just, you know, try to, you know, talk about what was going on. Because what I did was I looked up songs that came out the year the show came out. And I was hearing the same kind of concept in a lot of songs. I'm like, wow, we still dealing with the same stuff. So I kind of just did that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break down how I did the actual sample. And then I'm gonna, you know, open it up for questions. So I did a couple different things with this. So I'm gonna break down each piece. So here we are with so I did like a scratching kind of thing, but I didn't really scratch it. I just kind of just played it on my MIDI board. So I did that part. It was just chopping like the one audio one where it was just saying, yo, how y'all feel? Guess who's back? I was chopping that one. And then on top of that one, I grabbed this right here and I transposed it down 4. So it was a little bit deeper and make it a little bit more darker.
How y'all feel?
So I did that. And then the main part of the track that you hear is just me really going to town. Like I chopped the sample up and this is what you get.
Oh,
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
How y'all feel?
So that's really all I did with the I mean, the basis of the track are those elements right there. I added a drum loop and a bass, and everything else was just the vocals.
That's really good. You have a delay.
Can we hear that drum, please? Because I really was feeling that.
This was a loop. I didn't even do the drums.
But see, you know, and that's why I love sometimes just using the loop, man. Sometimes they just
and you know me, I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I know, but
I was
it's
like,
not
this
perfect.
is 90s.
We all got to get over it. Let's use loops.
Right. I was like, this is the 90s, and I'm like, this is a dope drum loop from the 90s, and this is something you're gonna talk about something on the beat. Yeah, but that was it was fun. It was very fun.
Yo,
I enjoyed it.
This is I got comments and questions. One is the MIDI trick with the scratching thing. That is like that is one of his tricks. If you want producers out there, if you want some sauce or whatever, take your MIDI keyboard, put up all the little and just tap them.
Yes.
And he makes and I heard a couple of other tracks where he does that, and I'm gonna call it his trick from now on. But anyways, that's it.
Yeah, I try to copy
like I know Q gonna be gonna be scratching. I'm like, let me scratch too.
And then yo, E, what? With the bars?
Yeah. Talking about, Q gonna be scratching. Q be rapping and doing all kinds of stuff, but man, bro, you just came out like bruh.
Seriously.
If 3 Piece Later is the Avengers, he was on some Hulk status right now. But you was Bruce Banner that I've never seen you Hulk before. I never saw the Hulk before. I'm like, yo,
you wanna know something funny?
Power?
I couldn't find the last two like the last part of the line, so I doubled up the end of the first verse, and it made it more impactful.
Yeah,
I just copied and pasted it over there, and I was like, yo, this actually makes sense.
Right,
to duplicate this part of the verse. So
I want to hear a verse again.
It was like 9:07, and I'm like, I need a verse. Like, what's going on? I had made a track before this, and I completely scratched it. Like I had a whole song, but I was like, nah, this is not. But I didn't want to do it. So
yo, E again. I keep saying this all the time. Every hook that he writes stays in my head for like the next 3 weeks. So this is something that'll make you wonder.
That's fire, man. I like that a lot. Did you use a delay on that one track that you, not the one that you scratched MIDI, where you chopped up the sample? Was there a delay on that track to get that effect?
I actually use I use echo on everything. I put echo on everything, and I turned down the feedback so it's very minimal.
Right.
And I like because it beefs it up some. You know what I mean? It doesn't take away from the sound, but it also makes it so it does essentially what the delay would do, but I get to control more of how much of it you hear.
Nice, yeah,
very nice. I use echo on like most of my stuff.
That was very good, man. It really took that whole sample to another level, man. This is really good, man. Excellent. Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. And then the wheel will speak next.
Dope.
Gotta showcase the wheel. We got 2 left on the wheel.
Court Furniture Outlet.
Yes. Save big for your little one. Up to 25% off Enfamil. Hey, that must be a targeted ad too.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
we never get one under there. We never get ads under there.
Yeah, that's oof.
All right, here we go.
Down to 2.
And then we're 2 Grimm. Grimm is Heat Smith.
Grimm Diddlyumptious, man. What you got?
Grimm Dylan, what?
Willy Wonka stuff, man. I'm gonna mute up, man.
Mute up, fellas. As I play my version of the Martin Chop. So
hold on.
Start with the main.
No, hold on.
I have a billion questions.
So
I won't go first, but go ahead.
What I did, I'll play this. What I did with part of the sample is play this part right here. I chopped it up a little bit. So I went through that breakdown of the synth on the one of the stems, and I just chopped it up and added my hall to it. I didn't even mix it down, but I just added a hall to it just to add some texture, because that part is like, it's so it's kind of hard to explain, but it brings out a certain feeling of like the 80s and 90s when you hear that breakdown. So I wanted to highlight that, add a little reverb to it. And this part I also use as well. Let's see. This is probably it. So I'll take this off. I added some effects just to drag it out, you know, chopped it up. And actually I made it, I reversed it and chopped it up and added this texture to it. So it's, you know, it's kind of like an ambient sound, you know what I'm saying, in the background as I lay down. So, and everything else is like, you know, foreign. This is like no kick. This is all kicks, no snare. So I try to have it, you know, a little different, something smooth, laid back. You know, I didn't want to go too hardcore, you know, with the 105 and stuff like that. So I wanted something nice and laid back. So it's a little different. Like you really couldn't tell if it was Martin or not. So, and then I had another idea with the same sample, and let me see. These are the keys I played. I played some keys, and these is like chopped up in reverse. I recorded myself, played it out, recorded it, and put it on sampler to give it that sort of texture, like a different texture, you know what I'm saying? Just to flip it, keep it from being mundane. And I just kept the same sample chops I used from the stems and just added to that part of the beat. And just changed the drum pattern and stuff like that, switched up the bass line a little bit. Synth bass line.
Wow.
Played around with the bass and stuff like that. I'm not a keyboardist, so, you know, I try to go by, you know, hearing and make sure everything lined up with my ears. It don't sound cruddy, you know. And that's it, man.
I love it. I love it.
Appreciate it.
You know what I like about this? It's like you took the Martin sample and you just turned the entire sample into different instruments.
Yeah.
And then played them back like instruments, which is like, I mean, I'm gonna take a guess. You do a lot of synth programming?
Yeah, I do. You know, like textures. I like to do texture sounds and flip different things, make it change to what it is, you know. Make it give it its own face, you know what I'm saying?
I love it, man. You like it's like you turn the entire sample into an instrument. You know what I mean? And then you played it back into your original piece, which I think is ingenious, man. It's amazing. And I was hooked the minute it came on and I heard that low end. I was like, yo, what is this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it hit me right in the chest. But I think in terms of like creativity, this is like pinnacle, man. I mean, it takes a certain mind to be able to take a sample, chop it up, flip it, and come up with different textures and different sounds, and then play them back as instruments. You know what I mean? And I could tell that the Martin theme was in there. I could tell that the samples were there, but the way you flipped it, the way you added different like ambience and reversed it, and so on, I was like, yo, he's just chopping this sample up, man, and playing it back like it's his own personal instrument that he created. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
I think that takes a level of creativity, man, that I haven't seen in a while, man. Very good, man. Excellent.
Appreciate it. That's from watching you guys, listening to you guys make music back in the days, and just like, man, like just trying to stand out, you know what I'm saying, from instrument sounds and coming on to using samplers and stuff like that, trying to just create your own face with the sample, you know.
I love it, and I love how you blended it with the synth. It's almost like the marriage between the synth and the sample. I mean, it's just so well blended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I could hear like some of these samples. You use some analog synths there? Are you into like?
Yeah. Like a couple from off of the program, like some 80s synths and stuff like that.
I could tell you got a lot of analog stuff going there, and that blends well with the sample, man.
Yeah,
that's skill. Very good.
Appreciate it.
Yo, Grimm. I want that beat.
It's dope, right? The beat is crazy.
He had to say it, right?
Yeah,
He was like, yo, listen, as soon as it dropped, it's crazy because it made me think of another Martin. It made me think of something else Martin was in. As soon as it dropped, it instantly made me feel like Boomerang.
Yeah.
It made me feel like the movie Boomerang. I'm like, yo, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The intro to Boomerang sounds just like the vibe of that is just like, wow. And you, bro, wow.
It's really good, man.
I'm impressed, man. I couldn't stop. And then the claps came in like halfway through the track.
Yeah,
like come on, man.
Man. Grimm is sick. And even I know, we already talked about the bass synth, but that was a sample as well from the stems too? Like
the bass is it's actually native.
Okay.
The native plugin.
Sound selection, amazing. And even the little trick that you did with playing out the chords and then chopping the chords just to make it get that little, it's definitely like, it had kind of like a dark vibe to it, but definitely. I really like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it, fellas. Appreciate it.
Really good, man.
Appreciate the sample, man. Like this, it wasn't challenging, but it was because it's like, man, this is a classic, man. Like, oh my goodness, you gotta do something that's, that's at least match that feeling when you watch Martin. Because I still watch Martin at night. I still watch Martin every night. So it's like, oh man. So,
well, I mean, you're like a technician going in there, man. I mean, you literally did forensics on the beat and just really taking those samples. I mean, that's what impresses me the most. The fact that you were able to take it and make the samples unique. You know what I mean? It's like I could hear it, like, okay, man, that sounds like this, you know what I mean? But it's different. You know what I mean? It's like the way you added, those different textures and all that. I mean, that's just pure creativity, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Really do, man. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Time to spin the wheel one last time.
That means
we're done, right? We're all over.
One last spin.
It was a great show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all.
Let's go.
Make sure you click like and subscribe and leave a comment. It's a great show. Steve, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
Q.
Yeah. I know Q got a whole lineup, man.
Right.
Look, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Let me just get this out the way. I'm like the kid that coming in the house and knowing he got a D on his report card.
Yo, you better not. Don't lie like that.
Don't you lie like that, sir.
All right, maybe a strong C+. Let's see.
Strong C+. I'm muting up, man. I can't wait to hear it.
It's going to be a short one anyway. I might play twice just because, the slow kid in the back, somebody the dog ate my homework or something. I don't know. All right. Party people, this is 3 Beats Later. I was not kidding. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know whatever you want. Let us know. This is Q-Rock's Martin mix. It's short. Check it out.
How y'all feel? 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 How y'all feel?
That was
That's it.
dope.
That's it.
That was hot.
Thank you.
Q, are you a DJ?
Yes, sir.
I hear it.
But again, I feel like the kid.
That's dope.
I cheated like a mug. So I wanted to show you guys this. I may have to share this kit from my brothers. This is Q's Trap Kit 1. As you can see, I got a drum kit just loaded with all kind of sounds. But this one here, I don't have to turn on the turntables. And they know I got turntables, but I just do it like, you know, and it saves a little time. So I'll share that for the fellas with the MIDI scratching that I saw.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, please.
We can't have any more. I mean, that's dope. I did it too. I definitely did it too, but I got scratch sound, so I'll hook y'all up. You know.
Yo, Q, you know what I like about this a lot is I feel like this could actually work with like an actual season of Martin. Like
I'm sorry, I'll wait.
Like one of the later seasons, like you really matched, I think, the tone of the show with this one.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. This sounds like it could be in the Martin TV show.
Appreciate
like
that.
Straight up. It sounds like it could be in one of the episodes of Martin.
Yeah.
And I love all the DJ elements to it, man. I mean, it's like the ultimate mashup of Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I love it, man. I think it was dope. And I agree with Pete. I think this could, you know, I could hear them flying this in, you know, in one of the Martin TV shows, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. In my mind, I was thinking, I was like, all right, do the outro to the movie that never was, like the Martin movie.
Ooh, the Martin movie, nice.
The Martin movie.
Right.
You know what
I hear it. Yeah.
Full roll as it bounces in, little clips, little behind the scenes, little pieces. You know.
Yep.
I knew the fellas were gonna get crazy on me. I knew E had that mic hooked up. So I already knew what Cheeky was capable of. Grimm is just the earthquake king, so I knew seismic activity was coming from that corner over there. So I'm like, and honestly, I had a little brain freeze with the track too, so I just kind of kept it just right down the middle. Just
But
it
you
works,
flexed.
though.
You
It
flexed
worked.
your way though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it worked.
And that whole sample too, that just gives me like such a like a P-Funk vibe, you know what I mean? Just like
exactly. I was thinking when that bass line came in, it brought me back to like the Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah.
That whole Rick James, that whole 70s era of funk. And that's why I was like off in my head, like, yo, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For some reason, at one point, like, so I do what everybody does. They throw their samples into Simpler, and it kind of gives you chops, and then it will also give you a loop like preset at certain times. It'll give you like a loop setting or whatever, and it just caught at the bass line. It was just bo 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 bo. I was like, oh wow, that's it. Like, so between that and all the other notes that was already there, it just came together. So.
Very nice.
Like it.
I love
Very nice.
I love it,
stuff.
man.
Q coming through.
Very good.
Q-Funk.
Great night,
We
fellas.
just-
I
we
was
just
really
coined
impressed with everyone's track.
Hey, yo,
man.
can I really quick? Can we get a insight from Steve in terms of what you made that track with in terms of like hardware and software? Do you remember any of that, or what you were rocking with at the time that you recorded that?
Yeah, so this was the 90s, so I had the Yamaha SY77. I had the Casio VZ sampler. That's where all the samples came from. Someone mentioned that in the last session, the Casio sampler.
Casio
Back in the day.
FZ1.
The FC1. So I had that for years, and all the samples from Martin I did on that sampler.
Yeah.
I had that Casio, the black one. Remember the what was it? The FC1? Was that the name of it?
The FZ. I think it's the FZ1. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
All
rack
black.
mount Casio, so I did it on that. You know, Korg had what was it? The Korg M1, I think it was. The Korg M1 SY77, the Casio sampler. All those things came together to put that track together. The original Martin, we took that actually from Kid Capri, introducing him on Def Jam.
Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah, and then we were like, okay, we don't want to have to deal with Def Comedy Jam. So Kid from Kid and Play went in and he did it. He went, Martin, and we just used that so we could avoid the sample issues. And that's why you hear on that, guess who's that's actually Kid from Kid and Play doing that. Guess who's
all right. That's
so,
crazy.
But yeah, I got to flip a
crazy.
Chris Reed Kid saying that. That's straight raw kid.
That's crazy.
Wow.
You know, so those are some of the things that those are like the main three things. You know, when I got the call to do that, man, everybody was going. I mean, you had, you know, Dallas Austin and you know, some of the main producers at that time who were doing things. You know, everybody was vying for that, and I got the call, and I already had that track. To be honest with you, I already had the track, so I didn't come up with it. And this is like 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, let me just take this and flip it. You know what I mean? And then send that in. And honestly, I didn't think it was going to work because I didn't have time to think of what could I do from the Martin track. You know what I mean? I had that track sitting around for at least 3 years.
Wow.
You know, Martin for like years. So when I sent it in, it was like, man, I don't know, man, because I didn't come up with nothing. So what I learned from that is your beats don't get old. Your beats don't get old.
Yeah.
I took something that was sitting around for 3-4 years and I sent it in and they took it. They liked it. So you know, sometimes as producers, we say, man, yo, this is from like 5 years ago, or I did this EP or this album so long ago. It doesn't matter, man. You know what I mean? You know, people are being born every day. New ears are being tuned into music. And, you know, this is one of the reasons why I like 70s music or 60s music. I wasn't there, you know, but I didn't have to be there. I appreciate the music. So don't, you know, your beats don't expire. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody out there who can appreciate it. Just keep putting it out there, man, and let people hear it. But yeah, that answers your question in terms of what I use to put it together.
With like, you know, I think nowadays you kind of have like some of those sounds are classic. So people kind of go hunting for that equipment and that hardware.
Yeah.
Is there any of it that you couldn't leave or you currently have or you've been searching for?
Yeah, I'll show you. I don't know if you guys remember.
I was going to say, did I see a Planet Fat sitting there? It is. There it is. That's my favorite.
It's a Trinity and that's a Planet Fat. I bought these in 95, 96. And these still here. You know what I mean?
They still work?
I've had these here for over 25 years, almost 30 years, man. I'll never get rid of them, you know?
Wow, that's crazy.
And
I still got my Mo Fat too, man.
And it's funny because all the original sounds that I use for Martin and some of the other things, I have them. But as you know, the equipment, like I saved them on those, remember those old zip drives?
Yeah. The SCSI zip drives.
Yeah, so I have a whole bunch of those with everything that I ever use on both Kid and Play and, you know, and Martin and everything I've ever produced. I just got to buy a zip drive. I don't have the zip drive itself broke, so I don't have it. So I'm like going on eBay. I need to find one, and I'll bring all those samples back, man. And my plan is to post it. And next year, you know, that was season 3 of Martin, but next year is the 30th anniversary of Martin. And I'm planning on releasing the stems from the original one. I'm planning on stems.
Wow.
I was gonna put it out randomly on the internet, but now I don't have to do that, man, because I got, you know, 3 weeks later, tracks and flipping them around. So you know, I'm gonna give it to you guys first, and everybody can get it later. You know, really impressed with what you guys are doing. But that is coming out on the 30th year anniversary. And I like to connect with you guys, man, and just release it to you guys. And, you know. And,
Yeah, that would be an honor.
Anniversary.
Yes.
Seriously.
I might even talk to a few people to see if we could do something behind it, you know, to celebrate the 30th anniversary.
That'd be amazing.
Let me talk to my agent. Hey, can I do it? Yeah, he said I could do it.
Can I just say one thing? I know you guys are pressed for time, but can I just mention one other observation I had?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, you know, these 5 brothers, man, putting together beats. And I think as a team, man, you guys really have something, man. I mean, and I'm not just trying to gas. I mean, like, I'm looking at how you guys put together the music from different perspectives, and you all bring something to the table individually. You know, like, you know, Cheeky, I could hear the instrumentation and the musicianship going into the music, the live instrument, the guitar, you know what I mean? You know, Q, I hear the DJ elements. I could, as soon as I heard, I said, yo, he's a remixer. You know, I could tell he flips things as well as production, you know, and then the rap elements and so on, you know, with E and P, you know, so I'm listening, and together, I mean, you guys, man, have something as a group. And I think that you could, I don't know if you've ever thought about that. I know you guys have plans, but you guys could literally be a force in the industry. I don't think anybody could throw something at you that you wouldn't be able to handle among the 5 of you, because you guys are coming from so many different perspectives. You know what I mean?
Cheeky, cut the check.
I appreciate
wow.
that.
Well, thank you so much. That means,
that, man,
especially
for
coming
real.
from you.
Yeah,
that means a lot.
Seriously.
I mean, Grimm, man, with that, I mean, those like dark, synth. So, I mean, that's you guys are coming with something, man. I mean, have you guys presented to record labels and to production houses and so on, like, as a group? I mean, have you guys thought about doing something like that? I mean,
we have. So I don't know if I should be the representative to talk about plans.
Go ahead.
You're gonna cut the check anyway, so yes.
Steve, we got that's the amazing compliment, and I really appreciate that. And we kind of have this like weird Avengers thing going on. Like there was a joke, but everyone brings their own, superpower to the table. Honestly, we've been kind of trying to figure out a bunch of different things and how we fit together well. And most recently, on like the last 5-6 episodes, we've been doing collabs. So like this next Monday, I'm collabing with Grimm, and Education is collabing with Q. And then P's just going to sit back and kind of like judge the 2 different beats that we have. So we have a bunch of stuff in the works. A beat tape is around the corner.
Okay.
But I think kind of talking, speaking on what we were speaking with around last week about like trying to find those channels where we can kind of sustain, what we want to do. That's where I think we're searching, because we know that there's all kinds of opportunities around, TV and film placement, and opportunities around you name it. And I think we're still trying to find those opportunities to kind of bring them in, because we have all these, gifts to share. And you know what I mean? So I think part of it is guidance. We need like a mentor, maybe.
I was gonna say,
I don't know how much of a mentor I would be, but if there's anything I can do to help, man, I'm at your disposal. And I'm not just talking, I mean, I'm not the wisest person in the world, but I mean, I've learned a few things, and I'm willing to share. I know people, so I mean, you guys might be talking about something like, yeah, I know so-and-so, I know this person or that person. I mean, I'm at this point in my life where it's more about giving back, to be honest with you. I'm not really chasing the dream like that, and it's not because I don't appreciate the dreams, because I'm old. You know what I'm saying? And I'm winding down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at that point now, man, where like I'm starting to get into a lot of that. Like, I'm starting to mentor youths, young people. Trying to teach them about production and about the music business and contracts and all that. And that's just where my head is at right now. But when I see a crew like yours, I'm being honest with you. I've worked with a lot of people, but the diversity here is a force to be reckoned with. And I think that you guys could do things. And right now the market is opening up in ways that it never did before. Like, I mean, I'm sure you guys are familiar with like ASCAP and BMI and how these things work. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. He owns a restaurant, and he was telling me like, man, the amount of money I have to pay ASCAP, to license the music, to play it in my restaurant, and because anytime you have an establishment where you play music, ASCAP sends somebody knocking on your door, you got to send that playlist in, and that's how artists get royalties. So, and that's true if you have a barbershop or a beauty salon. It doesn't matter what kind of establishment you have, you got to pay those royalties. So I was saying to him, I'm like, it would be nice if there was somebody who made music just for that purpose. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want that job.
I'll do it.
Yeah. No, but think about it. I mean, imagine you guys came up with a whole like palette of music, whether it's club or R&B or hip hop or easy listening and all that. And you went to establishments, be like, yo, y'all want some music to play to your patrons in the background while they eat their cheesecake and yo, we got you, man. We'll give you a steady. So these are the kind of things that I'm thinking of that people haven't tapped into. You could start your own, imagine a whole network of barbershops that you go to and every month you're supplying them with music and beats that they could play. fresh original music.
Shout out to Legends Barbershop in Los Angeles. I'm about to come see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna have a little conversation.
But you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them don't pay those licensing fees because they can't afford it, but they are being monitored by ASCAP and BMI and SASAC. So that's just one avenue. And I think I mentioned before YouTubers. I have YouTubers who contact me and like, yo, I'm getting ready to drop this new show or podcast on YouTube, and I want my intro to be different. I want it to be unique. I wanted to identify my brand, and I'm looking for somebody to do that for me. And not everybody is skilled enough to do that. To say, okay, I'm going to do your theme for your podcast. You know what I mean? So when the show comes on, it's boom. And there are literally millions of YouTubers who would want that. They don't want to use, a song from Beyonce. They don't want that because how many other people are doing that? So for you to present and say, listen, man, tell me the concept of your show, what you're looking for. Me and my boys will put together a theme song for you and we'll make it affordable to you. And not only is there the upfront money, but then they get royalties off of YouTube. So there might be some ways to tap into that. So imagine scaling that across hundreds of thousands of millions of people, the residuals on that. So that's what I'm saying. Like markets are opening up and you guys have it, man. It's just a matter of putting your thinking caps on and saying, where can I market my music? Recording artists that's just one way to monetize. And it's not even the best way, to be honest with you.
Right.
It's not even the best way to do it. So anything that I can do to help out, let me know. Any advice, any resources that I have is open to you guys. I'm here to help, man. I'm really impressed with 3 Beats Later, man.
Hey, Steve, thank you. Can I interject for just a second? Can I say something for just a second? I don't know why the camera doesn't jump on me. I'm doing different mics. We had a lot of comments on last week's show that you were on. I got a couple of comments from my friends personally. I think everybody here got a comment from somebody that they know saying that they love the information that you shared last week. I think I speak for all of us right now that you're dropping bombs on our heads as we're sitting here listening to you. Like,
yes, sir.
Like, yes. Yeah. Thank you. So I'm
listen, man, anything I can do to help, man, but take matters in your own hand. There's nothing wrong with going to record labels and so on and doing work. There's work there. You know what I mean? But it shouldn't stop there. Take matters in your own hand. Create your own channels. You want to sell music, set up your own markets for music. Who can we sell this music to? There are artists who are looking for music to demo their vocals. I'll license you the music. You know what I mean? You can come and sing. You want something that nobody else is singing, or you want an R&B song that can really showcase your vocal. Pick one. You know what I'm saying? And then they can go and pay you a fee to sing on top of your music. And then you scale it. How many artists need, to show their rapping skills, their rhyming skills over a beat that nobody else has. Go ahead, rap on my beat. You know what I mean? And scale it. Now you got 1,000 people doing it. Or if they want to keep it for themselves, okay, we'll give it to you at this price. If you just want to put your lyrics on it. But if you want to keep it and nobody else use it, we'll lock it down and we'll give it to you, but do you pay that price? So open up your own markets, man. And, don't wait for anybody to give you anything.
Right.
Go out there and take it.
I think we are definitely of the mindset that we have these ideas, we're acting upon them 100%. I think when I speak about like mentorship, it's kind of like you just spit like 6 ideas that we weren't thinking of, you know what I mean? And I think some of that comes from experience too, and just kind of being a little bit more deeper in the music game. So those are the types of gems that we kind of look out for, and advice is 100% something that I think, I could see 3BL kind of doing in the future, reaching out to you for and kind of saying, hey, we thought about this. Man. Tell us 6 other amazing ideas. That
let me know. And 30 years in the business, I have a database of contracts. One of the things that stop people is, they need contracts for everything, and lawyers are expensive. But to be honest with you, contracts don't really change much.
Right.
The business is what it is. So I have a whole database of contracts that cover pretty much every scenario that you can get into. You know what I mean? And you could just make. So listen, man, I'll open that up to you guys, man. If you're in a situation, I probably have a contract that covers it. You know what I'm saying? And they're templates, so you can edit them and all that. And you know, so that's and I'll just say one other thing. I just finished doing a film for the Black. I don't know if you remember the not the Black Panthers, the oh man, what is the Black Spades? The Black Spades. I don't know if you remember that game. They were like a big gang back in the 60s or 70s. Yeah. So they just did a film for Black Spades, I think the name of the and it's being released to all the different, you know, film festivals. So I did the music for that, you know, the soundtrack and all that. But I'm meeting a lot of indie film producers. You know, guys who are like on the grind, just like you know, they got their camera and they're trying to do shorts and all this other stuff. And, you know, what do you think they need?
Music. Vibes.
Music. And so they're going around like, you know how hard it is for us to find music. You know what I mean? I had a producer just call me tonight and asking me for some resources like, yo, you know, I got this film, you know, how do I license? I mean, you know, so what do I use? Beyonce? Well, how do I get licensed? So they don't know how to do that. So, you know, they can go to a production house like yours and say, listen, man, you know, I need music like this, and I need something for this chase scene. I need something for the sad scene. And their budgets aren't huge, but it is a revenue source. You know, it may not be, you know, what you're going to get from Miramax or Disney, but it is a revenue. It's a revenue. They have a budget. And then there are as many independent film producers as there are independent music producers. There are millions of music producers. There are millions of independent film producers. So just think of that concept and scale it across these people. Find a way to tap into that, become a source for them, and now you have a business. You know, you can grow that. And if their film blows up, you know, guess what happens to you guys? You know what I mean?
Right.
You get the music for that film. So these are just some of the things that's just bouncing around in my head. Some of the things that I've tried in the past that, you know, you guys got it. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, there's no reason why you shouldn't be where you need to be in a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah.
Yo,
I appreciate that
so much.
And I'm taking you up on that offer. I'm about to get me a ticket. I'm sleeping on one of those little chairs back there.
Hey,
not leaving the studio ever.
Come through, man. No mask required. As long as you got your 2 shots, bang bang. Listen, man, I'm sorry I took up so much of your time. I know you guys.
We appreciate it.
It's all facts. It's a great opportunity for us to wrap up, you know, and just go off on that good note.
And Steve, you're welcome back whenever you want to. You are open door over here at 3BL. So
I appreciate that, man. And the same here. Reach out anytime, man. I mean, don't even think about it. Yo, maybe Steve knows something about that, or maybe he knows somebody. Give me the call, man. You never know. I might be able to like, yo, I know somebody. Let me give him a call, and maybe we can make it happen, man. But I'm an open book, man. I'm a resource if you guys need it.
Amazing.
Appreciate it, man.
Dope, super dope.
Good job tonight, man.
Medicine.
I hope I could get some of that music, man, and put it on my phone so I could bump it, man.
Oh yeah.
I know the copyright thing, but you know, trust me, I'm not a thief. I won't take it.
I mean, what do you mean? It's yesterday. We took it actually.
Right, I know.
We gotta clear the music through you to
Nice job, man. I would love to be able to just bump some of that
listen, I do gotta say, I asked the guys early off camera. I was like, do you think there's a slight chance that Martin and the guys from the show will actually hear these tracks?
Actually, Keitt called me last week, and he's actually working. Believe it or not, Keitt is actually working on a new project to be. One thing about him, man, he has this persona as being the squeaky, and all that. But, I don't know if you've ever heard Keitt freestyle.
Yes.
You've heard him freestyle, right? Oh, yeah. He was on Hot 97 one time.
Yeah.
He was doing an interview, and they just said freestyle. And he blew everybody's heads up, So Keitt was a street rapper, and the industry gave him that persona, the clean cut, but Keitt can really rap, and his big struggle was coming out of that persona. Because once it's almost like being, you know, stereotyped. They do it in film sometimes. Once you play a character for a while, you know, it's hard to play someone else. Man, come on, man, that's Kid, man. He ain't no gangster. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no lawyer, you know, but he can really rap. So he's actually working on a project right now. I mean, he sent me a little snippet of it, and it was really, really good. So, you know, I mentioned that to say, you know, I don't know how deep he is in the project, but I will tell him, man, I know some guys you need to listen to, man. If you're looking for some beat.
Man, yes.
That's the first thing. And number two, I know he's in touch with a lot of these guys like Martin and all of that. You know, I haven't Martin out in 30 years, you know what I mean? But I know he is. So, you know, if it's okay with you guys, I'll send that all over to him, you know, and so let him check it out, you know. So
for sure.
Yeah. So
man.
No
that
doubt.
is a yes.
We definitely appreciate you, Steve, man. You, yeah, definitely, man. I mean, even without the resources part, a lot of inspiration coming from your way. You know what I'm saying? Just inspiring and just providing just your own wealth of knowledge of what you've done is inspiring. You know, and then on top of it, you know, the icing on the cake is you know, offering the resources, but just learning from you what you've done and then your ideas, man, that's dope. So I appreciate you a lot, man.
Well, thank you for that, man.
You're gonna have a new name, man. It's gonna be Sensei. It ain't gonna be Steve.
Right, Sensei.
About all that, man. You know, I don't know. Look, if I can help, I'm here to help, man. You know, and it really is that simple, man. But what I'm seeing right here, man. If at all possible, give it a shot, man. Give it a chance. Oh, yeah. There's something here. I really do. There's something here. I've seen people come together to work as partners to do things, and they don't have nearly as much resources as you have in terms of your talents and abilities. You know, sometimes it just boils down to, you know, somebody opening up a door. And you know, that's really all it takes. You know, there's nothing special about me. You know, I just happened to grow up in a neighborhood where there were things happening, and you know, somebody heard me and opened up a door for me. There's nothing special about me. I can't do anything any more than what you guys do. You know, you guys are amazing producers. You know, so you know, why not you? Why can't y'all be the next? Of course you can. You know what I mean? Of course you can. And right now, there's no better time to do that than now, because there's more opportunities in this industry now than there was back when I was doing it. You know, back when I was doing it, it was all about get with a label and producer artists and, you know, and all this other stuff. But now you guys could do things on your own, man. You have all these different outlets, man, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And I mean, it's just so many things in terms of social media that didn't exist back in the days, you know? And you can monetize all of those things, you know. I see it. I see the vision, man. Yo, P, I see the vision, man. You know.
Yo, well, thank you, B, for being part of the vision.
Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this? Can we give this man a round of applause?
Yeah, Steve.
No, man, it's you guys. You guys deserve it, man. Sir. Especially after what I heard tonight, man. Like,
we were even thinking about taking, you know, this is our first year doing this, but year 2 or something, year 3, we were thinking about taking this, possibly even doing this live. You know what I mean? That's like a whole other opportunity too, like doing this at your local, whatever. I don't even know.
In a minute, it's
comedy club.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. You know how many kids in your neighborhood right now want to do what you guys are doing? I mean, think about it. Think of all the junior high school and high school kids who are dreaming about being producers one day. And think about all the doors that are hidden. You know, they don't know where to go to find people who do this and who can, you know, so, you know, to your point, Cheeky, I mean, you use the local businesses, you know. You know, I mentioned barbershops one day, you know, partner up with them. Say, yo, man, we want to set up, you know, a whole thing. And as your patrons come, we want to promote it and all that. And the kids could come out and they can see what we do as producers, you know, and people, they will come. And, you know, in a situation like that, it blows your name up. You know what I mean? And one thing about this music industry, I don't care how people view themselves in this industry, whether you're an A&R, producer, or head of whatever, you can't do nothing without good music.
Yeah.
Right? You could pump yourself up like, yo, I'm the senior VP, whatever, and I'm blah, 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 and all this other stuff. I got the major label. At the end of the day, where does the buck stop? You need the fuel to make it all work. And the fuel to make it all work is what you guys do. They need it. Yeah. If that pipeline cuts, if they don't have music, how do you have a record label? You know, you could sign the most talented artists in the world, but if they don't have great songs and great beats, nothing happens. So they're constantly looking for that. You know, despite the doors and the obstacles that they put up, at the end of the day, the buck stops here. They need it. You know what I mean? So put yourselves out there, because eventually they're going to come looking. Eventually, they have to. They can't make money unless they get good beats and good music. They have to. Wow. And so put yourselves out there. So when they come looking, what do they find? 3 beats later, we're right here. You know?
This is turning into a consultation.
I'm sorry, man. I don't mean
not even. I'm gonna say, like, we should be paying for these gyms right now.
Bro.
I'm sure we're willing to off screen later. Like,
but man, bro, these is classes right now. This is like a webinar.
Yeah, man.
Q, cut the check.
Hey, listen, Canhead. I do have an official LLC. I'll jump out there. I need
jump out there in every way possible, man. You know, when I remember when I first started. I don't know how much time I have. Y'all could kick me out.
You have all night.
You know,
nowhere.
One of the first things I did, this was back in like the late 80s, early 90s, so somewhere around there. And we met an A&R at a club, me and my partner. And, you know, we were producing, making beats and all that. And, you know, I'm not going to mention his name, but he was an A&R at Atlantic Records. And he was like, yeah, come down, you know, you guys, you know, y'all can let me hear your stuff or whatever, right? So we was like, cool. We took that as an invitation. So we went down to Atlantic Records one evening. It had to be like 10, 11 o'clock at night. We just went there. I mean, the lights were out, you know, the janitor's there, you know, mopping the floor and all that. So we went into the building and we conned our way. We told the janitor, we got this meeting, you know, with you know, so-and-so. And he was like, yo, whatever, man, just go upstairs. We get into the elevator, go upstairs. And let me tell you, man, it was like lights out. Right. But the door was open, because who walks into Atlantic Records at 11 o'clock? You know, we don't got to lock the door. Right. So we go inside and we're walking around the office and all that. We're looking for his office and we find his office. So we go inside the office. This is a true story. And he's got like stacks of like CDs and DATs and tapes all over his office. Right. So we're like, we just can't leave it here because we're just going to get lost in the crowd. So we went behind his desk, went to his chair. We put it on his chair. Right. So when he comes in to sit down, he's going to see our stuff right on his chair. So then we turn around to leave and bam, somebody was standing there looking at us. And he was like, yo, what the, you know, like, he's like, what are you doing here about and all this other stuff? So we like, yo, we had this meeting with so-and-so and, you know, he told us to come down and, you know, we got here and he wasn't here. So we was like, yo, what's going on? You know, how come he's not here? And he goes, there's no way he could have had this meeting with you, because I'm his boss and I sent him to LA. So he's not here.
Oh,
right?
man.
True story, right? So in that situation, what would you normally do? Like, oh, yo, my bad, yo. Nah,
seize the opportunity.
We was like, yo, you his boss? So we grabbed it, was like, yo, we got these beats, we do this, that. We go on and we like pummeling this guy, right? And he goes, yo, just give it to me, man. Get out. I'll make sure he gets, get out, right? Yo, the next week we got a call from the A&R. Wow. Yo, come down, man. I got your stuff.
Wow.
Put yourself out there, right? And then we went on. I wanted to produce the stuff for Atlantic Records and some artists and all that. But this is a true story. This is going in my memoir. You know what I'm saying? True story. It's happened. You know what I mean? And if I mention the name, he'll probably get on 3 Beats and be like, yo, that was me, you know?
Right.
But yeah, that happened. So I'm telling you that story. You got to put yourself out there. No fear. Just go.
Yep.
Just go. What's the worst? What are they going to do? Shoot you in the head? Just go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a similar story in how we picked up Q as a producer on 3BL.
Okay. All right. I like to hear that story.
He just sent us in some music, and then I invited him on like one episode, and he's stuck with us ever since.
They took me in like the abandoned stray. They were like, hey, what's up?
I have the same story with Steve Stout. Steve doesn't tell this story. Nobody knows this story. When you look at Steve Stout, and you look at his interview, he's probably gonna watch this, because I don't know if his name is gonna come up. But if I start talking about him, it's gonna get out there, right? But the story, y'all want to hear the story behind Steve Stout?
Please.
For sure.
Nobody knows this story, right? Steve
Spill the
Stout
tea.
used to sell, huh?
Spill the tea.
All right. Steve Stout used to sell real estate, right? He was a real estate guy. That's what he did. And he took some of the money that he made from real estate. He may have told us, I'm not sure. He took some of the money he made from real estate and he invested in a film, right? The film is called Crackdown Big City Blues. If you Google it right now, it's like the worst film ever. I shouldn't say that because the producers are still friends of mine. But it wasn't a really great film. But anyway, he invested in this film and, he worked with some other producers and all that. So they had this call for producers to come out and produce music for this film. So everybody was like, yo, we got to get down with this. Talking all the major producers in hip hop and all that, yo, we got to come down there and do this, right? Mm-hmm. So the day that that everybody was supposed to go down, this is probably in like 1989, 90 or whatever, right? It was the worst snowstorm ever. Wow. Like the worst. Nothing was happening. Everything, trains were stopped. It was like really bad, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm there, like, I wasn't invited to go to this, right? I heard about it from other producers, but I didn't get the invite. But I was like, I'm going to go. So, and if you ever talk to Steve, he'll tell you this story. So I went, and I don't know how I got down to, it was Queens, near the Queens Courthouse, down there, the Queens Boulevard, down that way, they had an office down there, right? So somehow I managed to get down there, man. I the buses had the chains on them and all that. I was like, I'm getting right. So I got down there and I showed up to the office and I saw Fraser Prince, John Cherry, and the actual producer of the film. And they were sitting there by themselves. Nobody showed up. So they did just chilling, like talking, drinking whatever and all that. And I showed up and they were like, yo, what are you doing here? And I was like, yo, yeah, I heard there was a call. You needed some music and all. They was looking at me like, yo, you crazy? It's like crazy storm. So I said, y'all want to hear the music? They was like, yo, just leave it here, man. We'll check it out, right? So I left it, went back home in the snow. And then guess what happened? The following week, guess who called me? Steve Stout.
Wow. Crazy.
Called me up like, yo, man, we got it. We listened to it. The producers love it. They want you to submit some stuff. And I wound up producing the entire soundtrack for that film, right? Oh, and that's how I met Steve Stout.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's how
legendary stories.
Nothing was gonna stop that meeting.
Damn.
So yeah.
I was gonna say
I'm sorry.
I was just saying, four of us are from Buffalo, so I could see us kind of just hiking up our snow pants and making it happen too. Yeah, you just go, man. Put yourself out there. I got stories, and I'm not the only one. There are others. Steve has stories like that. One day if you ever meet him, he'll tell you the story of how he met Nas. You know that story? He managed Nas, right? So Steve managed Nas.
I think I heard him talking about it, but I'm not sure.
Steve put Nas on the map. Nas had that one single. He came out and blew him up. You know how Steve met Nas? He went down to Queensbridge Projects, and he walked around. Yo, does anybody know Nas? Does anybody know Nas? I'm trying to reach Nas. He's just walking around Queensbridge Project. Yo, anybody know Nas? And then finally, some dude stepped to him like, yo, you must be somebody to be coming up in here. You know what I mean? Like, asking around, knocking on doors. Does anybody know Nas? You know what I mean? But he didn't know how to get in touch. He didn't know how to call no record labels, nothing like that. So he just went out and walked around in Queensbridge Projects, asking around kids, yo, you know where Nas lived? For however long. And then finally some dudes stepped to him and they put him in touch with Nas. And that's how he did it.
That's crazy.
Put yourself out there.
He had some cojones to run through the P's
walk
like that.
The 40s.
Yeah, put yourself out there. I guess that's the moral of all these stories. Put yourself out there. Yeah.
Yo, we can't appreciate you enough, man. And I know we could go all night.
Yeah, I know. I've taken up.
No, we definitely have to have a part 2 of this. Maybe do an extended interview.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It could be a Gems
check-in.
Gems part 3.
No doubt, man.
From the biography of Steve Keate with all facts.
I
Yo,
appreciate you guys once again for allowing me to be a part of this, man. And,
Steve, before we cut it, can you just let everybody know the projects that you're working on that you want to promote right now? Because I know we talked about Record Drop, but anything or where other producers can kind of follow you online or anything like that?
Yeah, so you know, the Needle Time Records, needletime.com. That's the record label. Of course, Record Drop Music on Instagram, Facebook, so on. You know, Record Drop is a big project that I have. One of the things that we're doing, I don't know if you know the DJs, the Wonder Twins.
Oh yeah.
So we just partnered up with the Wonder Twins. The Wonder Twins were, you know, obviously they used to do you know, pirate radio, and then eventually they went in and they have their show on XM satellite. They also DJ for, you know, toured the world with different rappers and all that. So they have decided to release the Wonder Twins Vault. So pretty much everything that they've done from the 90s all the way up to now, interviews, classic interviews with like 50 Cent, T.I. They've got interviews with Red Alert. They've got interviews with, I mean, who's who in the industry going back, you know, 25 years, you know. I was listening to an interview with Kool Herc, you know, talking about the industry and some others. So the entire Wonder Twins Vault, 25-year vault, is going to be released on Record Drop. So you guys are the first to know that, you know.
Wow.
The hard drive right here.
Wow.
You just sent me the hard drive. This has 25 years of Wonder Twins, all their mixtapes. They did like unsigned hype. So a lot of rappers who are doing things right now will call into their show and do freestyles. All that stuff is on here. So we're going to be releasing this, you know, in the fall, the Wonder Twins Vault, so everybody can come in and look at some real hip hop history.
Amazing.
That's coming. So we'll be doing that. And you know, and as far as artists is concerned, I'm only producing one artist right now, and that's Colton, Pete.
Okay, Colton. Yeah.
Colton's EP is coming out. Yeah, this fall.
Who's that artist? Sorry, if you want to.
Colton Frost. He's the artist who was on the Witness track.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. Should maybe we'll put some links in the description, just for the happy people.
Yeah.
So he's
coming out pretty nice. He's got some stuff coming. Colton has toured the world. I mean, he's opened for Jay-Z. I mean, he's done some big things, and this is his first EP.
Nice.
We're just putting the finishing touches on that.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so we got some things coming. But listen, man, if I can open things up for you guys, people need what you guys have, man. I mean, to be able to just take the Martin theme and just flip it and make it something that could be commercial today. Everything I heard today could be released as tracks in the market right now. That's amazing, man. I mean, I can't stop singing your praises, man. Y'all need to link up with people and do some stuff with some people, man. Really.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, we out here. We ready to work.
Yeah.
Whatever I can do to help, man. I'm gonna be talking y'all up, man. Trust me. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yo,
again.
appreciate it so much.
Seriously.
Yo, Corey, you want to the good people we got going on next week and take us on home?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll lock it in. So next week is our 1-year anniversary. Again, we've been doing this for 365 days. It's episode 48. And we actually have a special episode in terms of music that you listen to. It's going to be Pt2. He gave us a verse, and you're going to hear some collabs. So I'm teaming up with Grimm. We're going to make a track. And Education is teaming up with Q. We're gonna make a track. We're all flipping P's verses. And we are also unveiling our beat contest and giveaway. And that is just for everyone who's been rocking up with us for the past year. We have some 3BL merch to give away, some cash prizes, and a giveaway that is just for anybody who submits. We're gonna spin the wheel as we normally do and give away some cash. So that's it. Next week is a big one for us. And again, thanks for following us 3 Beats Later on Instagram, on Twitter, and obviously on YouTube and Twitch. And everybody have a great rest of the week.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And congratulations on your 1-year anniversary, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Steve.
Yes.
Thanks, Steve, again.
Thanks
Hit
for
the like button, comment, subscribe, share.
No doubt, man.
Chief, you got the
I
chat?
think everybody got it in, so no, there's nobody that pays the fee for that.
Nobody's paying the fee.
That's it.
All right,
All right,
peace.
guys. Have a good night.